My influences tend to be in film and incredible directors who have amazing vision and can see the world in a different way, and different kinds of music. I'm so process oriented, kind of in my own unique way of kind of blowing things up and trying to surprise myself. For this new work, I'm approaching it in a way that I don't commonly, meaning I don't usually research the background of a composer or a performing artist. You know, I like it to be very separate. I just wanted to be affected by the sound, the music itself. One of the problems I devised for myself that I would have to solve was putting the dancers in these giant, rigid bunny ears. Something that was ultimately kind of silly, but could I answer the challenge of making the audience take that seriously? Ultimately then trying to come to some resolution and integration for myself of in the end, you know, what it means to be a creative person and to, you know, be okay in what makes you special.
I never really work on subject as precise as this one. So it has a music composed, recorded, then there's a storyline, there's a character. So it's a phrase I come across, something like a moment of lifetime and eternity underground. Is this a feeling or a concept of when someone die, you were no longer relevant to the world you are living. So it's a very kind of ambiguous and something about life and death, the relationship between the two status of human's life. It's very subtle but dramatic at the same time. The piece is using particular characters' death from the beginning of the work, but it's really reflect how people will think, what is mean to be alive? What is the experience of living? What does that really mean to everyone?
I really wanted to get to know her work first and see how she worked in the studio, and just like instinctively, just the way maybe I'd go into the studio and start working with dancers, just see like, well, what do I think that I could offer?
Have someone from outside looking at my work in very different perspective, objectively, then offer what he thinks makes sense, what does not make sense, what can help.
Trying to discover, you know, within her process what can come out of it. And so I think the more things that can kind of come in and affect it and take you off guard and force you to think differently, the richer the process will be.